A.V. Gupta, sir.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Manisha this side, sir. I have to go to some meeting, sir. That's why I started the recording right now. Is it okay,
Okay.
sir?
No issue. No issue.
Okay, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. कैसे हैं? ठीक ठाक. So, good morning, my friends. Welcome to the third day of this training program. We'll wait for another couple of minutes and then we will start.
आपका तो सारे डॉक्यूमेंट रह गए हैं। ये आपका फर्स्ट ईयर में ही हो ना? कल मैंने फिर रोल नंबर चल जाएगा। रोल नंबर चलो या फिर इस पे रोल नंबर लिखवा के साइन करवा लो मैडम से।
सारिका म्यूट करना या
ओके सर।
So, my friends, good morning to all of you and a warm welcome to all the participants of this short-term training program on curriculum design and evaluation. I hope all the participants are enjoying various sessions and also learning a lot from this training program. We are covering various aspects related to curriculum design, and we will also be covering some aspects related to curriculum evaluation also. Till now, we have covered some sessions that is related to curriculum development, what are various stages of curriculum development. Then I shared with you what is the methodology that we are adopting at this institute. Then yesterday there were sessions on various models which are used for designing the curriculum. Then there was another very interesting session on education 4.0 and expectations of the industry. And then in the afternoon, the session on norms and standards for various resources. Let us see what is lined up for today. Today, again, we'll be going strictly as per the schedule. We have 3 sessions. The morning session will start with the Bloom's taxonomy, a very, very interesting and absorbing session, Bloom's taxonomy, and you are definitely going to learn a lot from this session. Then the second session will be the philosophy for curriculum decisions. We have to take various decisions at various stages of curriculum development, whether it is curriculum design, implementation, or evaluation. So what is the thought behind those decisions? How we go about taking those decisions, especially when we come to the minor aspects related to curriculum design, especially deciding the detailed contents. So we will share with you the philosophy. An expert, Professor Y.K. Anand, will be engaging this session. And then the third session will be project-based teaching learning, another very important session, and that will be engaged by Professor P.S. Grover, another expert from outside. So these are the 3 sessions that we have lined up for you for today. So, my friends, let us start with the first session, that is the Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. So, first of all, what is the Bloom's taxonomy? Bloom actually is an educationist and a researcher working in the field of education, and who gave this taxonomy, and that was way back in 1956. This taxonomy is actually focusing on various educational objectives and categorizing those educational objectives into various levels. So first of all, what we mean by taxonomy? I mean, this term may be new for some of you. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy actually means when you classify certain things, when you group certain things according to some relationship. So that is taxonomy. I mean, you see, there are so many types of plants, so many types of animals, of flora, fauna, and see, it becomes very difficult to identify a particular plant, particular animal. So taxonomy, so it is a science that actually classifies all the organisms based on the similarity, based on some other characteristics or traits. So taxonomy, broadly, you can say it is classification of certain things. Now, when we talk about our educational goals, see, what is the we are imparting, we are training our students. And when I say we are training our students, we have certain goals in our mind, that we have certain objectives in our mind, that the student, after undergoing training, they should be able to do certain particular things. And that is why we are training the student to achieve those educational goals, to achieve those educational objectives. So to achieve those goals, we are training them, or we are instructing them, we are educating them in three broad areas. What are those areas? See, this slide is very, very important. See, what are those three areas in which we are training, or the way we are training? See, one is we are imparting knowledge. Okay. First thing is we are imparting them knowledge. And this is basically done in the classroom. We are imparting knowledge. And I call this broad domain as cognitive domain. Whenever you think about knowledge aspect, you think about cognitive domain, because it is dealing with the brain. It is dealing with the cognitive part, cognition. So we call it as knowledge. The second part is skill. We are imparting skills to the students. We are developing skills amongst the student. So that area is called psychomotor domain. So whenever you talk about the skill development, you are talking about psychomotor domain. And the third thing is the attitude part. We want appropriate attitude, appropriate behavior of the student, and that area is called affective A, starting with A, affective domain. So my friend, now this slide again is very, very important. What I am trying to say here is that there are three ways in which we are training the student. Either we are imparting knowledge, or we are imparting skills, or we are developing right type of attitude, right type of behavior. The first area, which is related to knowledge, it is called cognitive domain. The second area, which deals with the skills part, that skills with doing certain thing, that is called psychomotor domain. And the third area, which is dealing with the feelings, the attitude, appropriate attitude, appropriate behavior. So that area is called affective domain. Now, see, knowledge, the cognitive domain. Bloom actually worked in the first area, cognitive domain. Whatever knowledge we are imparting to the student, see, in the classroom, we are imparting the knowledge to the student. That, my friends, that is at various levels. There is no single level. That knowledge can be, that we can provide, we can classify that knowledge, we can categorize that knowledge into various levels. So as a faculty member, all of you, you must have an idea as to what are different levels of knowledge in cognitive domain. There are different levels of knowledge. Whenever I am taking a session, whenever you are engaging a session, you must have an idea at what is the level of knowledge that you are imparting to the students. Okay, is it are you imparting the knowledge at higher level or lower level? What are different levels? So my friend, so this is very, very interesting area, cognitive domain. What are different levels of knowledge? Okay. So Bloom, an educationist, he worked in this area of cognitive domain. He categorized, he classified the knowledge domain into various levels, and that was done way back in 1956. And this theory, Bloom's taxonomy, is very, very famous at world level. Most of the people and other teachers and faculty members, students, they are making use of this Bloom's taxonomy, and it is helpful to us as curriculum designer also. Whenever we write the learning outcomes, we make use of this Bloom's taxonomy. So and even when you are setting the question paper, Bloom taxonomy is very, very helpful. So Bloom's taxonomy became very, very popular. But then what happened? There were certain concerns related to Bloom's taxonomy. Some other people had certain some other thoughts about Bloom's taxonomy, and then Bloom taxonomy was revised in 2001. In 2001, Bloom's taxonomy was revised, and and the and the taxonomy which was revised, that was actually done by Karthwal, Anderson and Karthwal, who are the students of Bloom. So the Bloom taxonomy was revised by the students of Bloom, but the name still remained Bloom's taxonomy. So, but nowadays the taxonomy which was revised in 2001, that we call as Bloom's revised taxonomy. Bloom's revised taxonomy. So, my friend, what I am sharing with you is that initially in 1956, Bloom proposed a theory. Bloom proposed a taxonomy which categorized the knowledge into various levels, and it was revised in 2001. What I will be sharing with you is the Bloom's revised taxonomy, which was proposed in 2001. So let us see what are different levels of knowledge, or what are different levels of those educational objectives or goals which we want to achieve in our technical education system. Okay. So knowledge, my part, the first level. So I will create a pyramid. Okay. So we will start with the lower level of knowledge, and then slowly and steadily we will go to the top level. So let us see. So what is the first level of Bloom's taxonomy? So cognitive domain, you understand, the area which deals with the knowledge, which deals with the, so it is a broad concept. Cognitive means dealing with the brain activities. So knowledge is related to your intellectual capabilities. So cognitive domains, the area which is related to the knowledge part. So in cognitive domain, what are different levels? So first level, which Bloom taxonomy proposed, is called the first level. The name of this level is remembering. Remembering is the first level of Bloom taxonomy. So if you can see, there are certain things. The students are taught certain things, and after some time, we ask the student to recall that thing. So if the student can recall that thing, then the student is at this level, remembering level. Because he has the capacity to remember that thing, and he has the the student can recall a particular thing. So this level is called the remembering level. And my friend, this is the lowest level. Okay, this is the starting level. Remember, see, maybe you can take an example. See, especially the children, you might recall that sometime we ask the child to recite a poem, and the child immediately sings that particular poem. Maybe it is quite possible the children doesn't know the meaning of that poem, whatever the child is saying, speaking, singing, but the child can sing, the child can recite that poem. So what is that level? Remembering level. The child has remembered that poem, that song, and that is why the child can recite that poem or song. So that is remembering level. So this is the first level. And see, when so what is remembering? When you exhibit that you can memorize certain thing, and you can recall that that some fact, some terms. You have been taught certain terms, and you can recall those terms. You can recall those concepts. So if a student has the ability to recall, if the student has the ability to memorize, then the student is at this level, remembering. So this is the first level, remembering. I will also ask all the participants to at least note down these levels. So first level, I am talking about the first level, Bloom taxonomy, Bloom's revised taxonomy. So first level is remembering. And my friends, what type of activities the student is generally doing when the student is at this level, remembering level? So even in the question paper also, you set such type of questions and you are checking the remembering level. So if the student see the action verbs which I am using at for this level, if the student can arrange certain things in certain order, if the student can define, say for example, define Newton's law. So this is remembering level. You teach Newton's law to the student, and then after some time, maybe after a week, maybe after the end of the session, maybe at the end of the semester, if the student is able to define Newton's law, then the student is at remembering level. If the student is able to find, if the student is able to identify certain thing, I give the concept of apple to the student. I give the concept of banana to the student, and then after that, the student is able to identify that this is an apple, this is an orange. So identification of certain thing, that is also remembering. Label certain thing. Okay, do you remember? During in our childhood days, we used to label certain figure, maybe certain human body parts. This is arm, this is leg, this is eye, this is ear. So labeling again is remembering. If you can remember, if you remember certain things, you can definitely label a figure. List down certain things. If you can list down certain things, if you can match, if you can name, memorize, recall, recite, repeat, state, tell, write. So all these verbs, if you are using these verbs, then my friends, we are talking about this level, the initial level, that is remembering. Remember. So Bloom taxonomy is also very helpful when I am writing the learning outcome for a particular subject area. If I want that the student should be at remembering level, then the learning outcomes will be in terms of the verbs. I will be using these following verbs, and then definitely the student will be at, I am checking the remembering level. Okay. Now come to the second level. So this is the first level as far as cognitive domain is concerned. As far as knowledge domain is concerned, the first level is remembering. Okay, the second level, okay, let us see the second level. Second level is understanding. So I will be making a pyramid, my friends, starting from the bottom. The first level I have already talked about, remembering. I hope it is clear. If a student is able to recall certain thing, that is the student is at remembering level. The second level is understanding. Sometimes we teach certain thing and then we ask the student, understood? Is it clear? Understood? So understanding. So what is understanding? What is understanding level? So when the student will demonstrate understanding if the student can organize, compare, translate, interpret, describe certain thing, see and state the main ideas. So if the student when is the student at understanding level? Especially if you can compare one thing with another thing. Comparison of one particular aspect with some other aspect, then the student is at understanding level. Okay, when the student is in a position to translate a particular concept in his or her own way. So there's no language barrier if I teach a particular concept and the student is able to translate that idea or interpret that idea in their own way, that is understanding. The student is able to describe a particular idea, so that is understanding. And see the verbs that are being used here. If the student is able to classify certain thing, classification. See the question papers that you are setting. There are so many things that you use that understanding. When you ask the student to convert a unit from convert a particular unit, convert a quantity, the units of a quantity from MKS or MKS to SI unit, from CGS to SI units. So that is that. So then, if the student can do that thing, the student is at understanding level. Conclude a certain thing, demonstrate certain thing, describe. So many times you set this question paper, describe a certain thing, or explain certain thing, discuss certain thing, identify, illustrate, locate, paraphrase, predict, recognize, report, select, summarize, and translate. So these are the verbs. If you want to check the understanding level of the student, you will set the question with the following verbs, especially describe and explain. Describe the procedure, certain procedure. Describe the or explain the constructional detail of a certain thing. So when you are setting this such type of question, you are checking the understanding level of the students. Well, you are checking the understanding level of the students. I hope it is clear to you. Second, we are talking about the second level. This is the second level as far as Bloom's taxonomy is concerned. The understanding level. And especially, my friends, these verbs are very useful. So whenever you set a question paper and you want to check the understanding level, then you make use of these verbs. Similarly, my friend, when I am writing the learning outcome of a subject area, when I am designing the curriculum, we use these verbs to write the learning outcome of a subject, or also the outcome of a program. So we make use of these verbs, understanding. Especially, so here I will especially focus on the describe, discuss, explain, convert, and summarize. So and prepare a report. When they are preparing write a report, so that is also understanding. Okay, predict again is a very important verb. So predict whether it will rain today or not. Okay, predict what is going to happen. If I change the frequency, what is going to happen? If I change the amplitude, what is going to happen? If I increase the voltage, what is going to happen? Predict. So again, if the student is able to predict, then the student is at understanding level. Is it clear? Okay, then my friends, we go to the next level. Okay, again coming to the pyramid, Bloom's taxonomy, I have covered remembering. Starting level is remembering. Next level is understanding. And then, my friends, the third level is applying. So Bloom says that the third level, the higher level than remembering, higher level than understanding, is applying. And what is applying? When you apply the knowledge, whatever knowledge you have gained, you make use of that knowledge, you apply that knowledge to solve the problem in a new situation. Now this is very important. You make use of the knowledge that you have already attained make use of the facts, make use of the techniques and rules, and use it to solve the problems, but in a new situation. That is applying. That is applying. So many times, especially whenever the students are doing some problem solving activities, making use of certain formula, so that is application. So you teach, say for example, you take the subject of mathematics, you teach trigonometry, you teach calculus, differentiation, integration, geometry, coordinate geometry, algebra, so many formula you teach the students. And then, my friends, if the students make use of those formula to solve certain problems in a new situation, that is applying. That is this level, applying the application part, applying. And see what type of verbs are being used at applying level. Apply itself is a verb. Choose, demonstrate, dramatize, employ, illustrate. Illustration is also applying. Interpret. If the student can interpret, then they are applying. Modify, operate, produce, select, schedule, sketch, show, solve, and use. Especially, my friends, solve is another. Solve is a very commonly used. You ask the student to solve a particular problem. So many all the numericals, whenever the students are solving the problem, solving the numerical, what is the level of the student? Applying. They are applying. They are making use of the formula. Whatever concept I have taught them, whatever formula they have knowledge of certain formula, and by making use of those formula, they are solving the problem. They are at applying level. Sometimes, one or two out of these ones, sometimes we ask them to select. There are certain, there are certain options given to them. Okay, maybe say, suppose they have to prepare a job. And there are different ways to prepare that jobs. There are different machines that can be used to prepare that job. There are different procedures to prepare that job. And if the student is able to select the best possible machine, the best possible procedure to prepare a job, again the student is at applying level. If the student is able to select the best possible machine or select a procedure, so thus the student is at applying level. Apply, solve, use, schedule, interpret, modify. Again, all these verbs, whatever written here, if you are making use of these verbs, if the student can do these type of activities, then the student is at applying level. But basically, my friends, applying means making use of the existing knowledge and solving the problem in a new situation. Okay, coming to the next one. After applying, let us go back to the pyramid. The next level is analyzing. Analyzing. Analyze. So this is the higher level as compared to the other three levels, that is remembering, understanding, and applying. So we are moving up the ladder. Analyzing. Analyzing means, see, do you analyze? How do you analyze a situation? Analyzing means you examine the information, you break down the information into parts, and then you try. So, and what is the reason? Why are you examining the information? Why are you breaking down that information? Because you want to identify what is the cause of particular aspect, what was the motive of a certain activity, and based on this analysis, you make certain inferences, and you find certain evidence to support your generalization. So that is analyzing. So basically, to break down the information to identify the cause. Okay, and see what type of verbs are being used: categorize, classify, compare, contrast, criticize, differentiate, discriminate, distinguish, examine, experiment, and some more. Maybe see one or two verbs. I will give you the detail. See, analyze. Analyze actually means, see, if for example I take this criticize. You criticize certain thing. Okay, some friend of your, or some action, some decision has been taken at institute level. Some institute has been taken at national level. Some decision has been taken by certain politician. Sometime you agree with that decision, some other time you say, okay, no, this decision is not good for the common public. Some other decision, this is not the right decision, so you criticize. And my friend, if you are criticizing a particular thing, then actually you are at analyzing level. Why? Why you are at analyzing level? Because you have actually examined this information, you have examined that decision, and maybe you know what are going to be the positive effect, or negative effects, if there are going to be certain benefits, you know them. If there are going to be certain disadvantages, certain problems for the public, you know them. So criticize actually criticize means, so you have already analyzed the information, and based on that you are able to identify the cause why that decision is being taken. So that is criticize. So again, this verb, if a student can criticize, if you are able to criticize, you are able to analyze. Okay. Another thing is, say, experiment. Experiment. If you are able to experiment on a certain thing, you bring certain changes in a particular setup. You change the parameter, and then you're trying to see what is going to be the effect. Say, for example, a simple setup in an electrical circuit. If the circuit, you just change the voltage or change the resistance, and trying to see what is the impact of changing the resistance or voltage, or changing the current, what is going to happen. See, just change one parameter and see what is going to be the impact. You are actually analyzing. For example, I mean, there are so many things. Cause and effect, basically cause and effect. That is, if I change a particular thing, what is going to be the effect? And so many times you ask such type of questions from the students when you set question paper, that if I change this particular parameter, what is going to happen? If I change the properties of a material, what is going to happen to the performance? So this is at analyzing level. Very important. So my friends, we are moving up the ladder, and we started with remembering, and now we are at analyzing level. If you can discriminate. So there are different type, say for example, different types of clothes are there. Someone is wearing white colored clothes. The other one is wearing bright colored clothes. So if you can discriminate, okay, this color looks better, this color looks appealing, why it is appealing, this color looks dull. So if you can discriminate, so that again is analyzing. Okay. Then my friends, we come to the next level. That is evaluating. And evaluation you are doing all the time in your institute. You are evaluating the student. So if you are evaluating others, then my friend, you are at higher level as compared to the other levels which we have already discussed. Evaluating others, evaluating the performance of others. So evaluating means present and defend the option by when you are judging the performance of other, when you are judging the quality, the work of others. what is the quality of the work which some other person has done. When you are judging the information based on a criteria, there is a well-defined criteria, and by making use of that criteria, if you are judging the performance, judging the information, judging the quality, then you are at evaluating level. And see what type of verbs are being used. Appraisal, performance appraisal. So that is what is being done all the time. I mean, we all have to fill our annual ACR, and someone is checking our ACR. So the person who is checking our ACR, so he or she is evaluating the performance. And similarly, we all as a faculty member, we are checking the performance of our student. So whenever we assess, appraise, conclude, defend, estimate, evaluate, judge, select, support, value. So whenever we are doing this activity, we are judging certain thing, estimating how much time it will take to construct a particular building. So estimating how much time it will take to reach this level. So this is again is estimation. So this, my friend, estimation is also evaluating. Defending, if you are defending yourself, if you are defending your thesis, you have done certain research, you publish certain paper, and after that you are asked to defend your work. So you defend your work. Sir, I have done this work, I have done it in this way, these were the constraints. So you defend your research work. That again is then that means you are at evaluating level. Estimating, assessing, argue. When you argue, again you are at evaluating level. When you conclude certain thing, conclusion, you are making conclusion, then again you are at evaluating level. And then, my friend, the last level is, the topmost level is creating. Create something new. You compile certain information, and you make certain something new pattern. You propose certain different solution. Doing something different, doing a particular thing in a different way. That again is also a creation. Combining the things together and putting the things together, compiling the information together in a different way. But the main thing is doing it in a different way, out of the box, doing it out of the box. So that is creating. So what are the verbs which are being used? Assemble, construct, create, design, develop, devise, formulate, generate, integrate, invent. Okay. So you have a patent in your name. Okay. So that you have created. You are at this level, creating level. Okay. There's always, most of the time in technical program, there's at least one subject area which is related to design. Maybe in, say, mechanical engineering, the students are supposed to design various machine parts, machine elements, design a shaft, design a coupling, design a nut, design a bolt, or design other machine parts. So when we expect the student to design something new, the student is at creating level. Similarly, when you are constructing certain thing, you are at creating level. And similarly, my friend, when you are assembling certain things, again assembling certain thing or developing certain things, you are at the creating level. So this is the topmost level, creating level. and there can be certain activities, definitely in a semester there can be certain activities where you expect the student to show their innovative abilities, to show their creative abilities, and to reach at this level. See, engineering is all about providing some new solution, creating something new. So we definitely expect the student that by the end of their degree program or diploma program, they must have in certain areas they should be able to create certain something new, or develop or design something new, devise some new aspect. And then there are so many areas in there are so many activities in which we involve our student, so that they are able to create a certain thing. So, my friend, these were various levels that we discussed with you, and this is the reference. As I told you that Bloom proposed the taxonomy in 1956, and then Anderson and Krathwohl, they are the students of Bloom. They revised this taxonomy, and the taxonomy which I discussed with you, this is the revised taxonomy, and this taxonomy was given in 2001. So if you want to further read this one, you can read this paper, Taxonomy for Learning, Teaching and Assessing, Revision of Bloom's Taxonomy of Educational Objective. It is available. All this information you can easily get on the internet. So this is all about Bloom's taxonomy. My friends, we especially make use of Bloom taxonomy when we are writing the learning outcome for any subject area. For example, there is a subject of English and communication skill. So we write the detailed contents of English and communication skill. We write the theory part. We write the practical part. So that is the syllabus part. But along with the syllabus, we also write down the learning outcome, course outcome or learning outcome of every subject area. And what is learning outcome? What the student will be able to do after studying that subject. That is the learning outcome. Okay. So I do not know but NBA, see, when you are going in for NBA accreditation, they definitely expect that your curriculum should be outcome based. Outcome based curriculum will basically means that for every, you have the outcomes for every subject area, and similarly for complete program also you have the learning outcome. So my friend, when we are writing the learning outcome of the program of the course, then even then, my friends, this Bloom taxonomy becomes very, very important for us. We make use of the Bloom taxonomy to write the learning outcome. If I expect that the student should be for a particular topic, after studying that particular topic, the student should be at understanding level, then I make use of those verbs which are at understanding level. If I expect that at the end of the course, the student should be at applying level, then I make use of the verbs which are at applying level. So Bloom taxonomy, my friends, is very, very helpful to us in writing down the learning outcome for any course. For any course, whatever course you are teaching, my friends, if the learning outcomes are there, well and good. But if the learning outcomes are not written down, please try to write down the learning outcomes. And if there is any problem, you can always ask me during this training program. If you are able to write down the learning outcome comes with writing the learning outcome comes with lot of experience. Just let me show you last slide. Learning outcome, when you're writing the learning outcome, these are the three things that you should keep in mind. That you start the learning outcome by specifying an action. For example, at the end of after studying a particular course, at the end of the course, the student will be able to measure certain thing. So measure is an action. If the student is able to test certain thing, testing is again an action. So learning outcome should start with an action verb. So this is very, very important, and that action should be observable. This is one thing I am saying. So your outcomes should start with an action verb. For example, testing, measuring, repairing, fabricating. So like that you can make use of Bloom taxonomy. So many action verbs at every level they are available. So that action verb should be observable. For example, measuring, it is observable. It is measurable. Testing is measurable. Okay. So learning outcome specify an action which is observable, which is measurable, and that action is done by the student, not the teacher. Okay. So when I'm writing the learning outcome of a course, I write down the learning outcome, I make use of an action verb, and actually that action verb has to be done by the student. After, say, for example, I write one learning outcome. After studying this course, the student will be able to communicate effectively. Now, what is the action verb here? Communicate. And this has to be done by the students, this has to be done by the learner. So this is the way, my friends, again, as I'm sharing with you, that Bloom taxonomy is very, very helpful to us as curriculum designer, because we identify that after teaching this subject, what will be the level of the student in the cognitive domain, and corresponding to that domain, I write the learning outcome. If it is at understanding level, I make use of the verb at understanding level. If it is at application level, applying level, then I make use of the verb at applying level. So I make use of various verbs, I make use of various levels, and in this way I am writing the learning outcome. So this is all, my friends, what I wanted to share with you as far as the Bloom taxonomy is concerned. I'm sure that all of you must have learned a lot from this session.